So the question is this literally going to be the major rejection, or we're going to blast through, or is this going to be a short pullback? This is what I'm going to tell you. If you are in the Telegram, this is a free Telegram. You probably know about it. If you don't, link in the description. I tweeted this or posted this in there that clear rejection closed 35% of my positions, did not touch the trading bots. Question is, does it come back for 50%, or this is going to be the beginning of the higher time frame continuation, the 3.45 trillion on the total market cap? Now, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe, and I bring you very short updates, no matter if I'm coming from a funeral, no matter if I'm, as now, or I'm just at home or whatever I do. I'm bringing you the updates of what I do with my own money. I've been doing this since 2016. I've been trading almost full time since 2020, and now I'm helping you navigate the market. So if that's something cool, you can just look back on the track record and decide for yourself and subscribe to the channel. So if you're in this Telegram, I told you this. Now the question is, what does this really mean, and what do I actually see? So if you go look back onto the channel, you will see all these videos. And then I said, what is really happening? Don't screw this up. The market was dumping. I said, where are we going to reverse? We've been longing. These are my positions here. We've been longing. All of these positions I have taken with you guys on here on these shows. Okay. And so we have taken profits 2 times already. This is why you see here Bitcoin $400, Pangu $380, on ton $3,000. So we took all these profits because I've been cutting on this major. I cut most of the positions up here on this retrace, and we took a short together. And now I closed 35% of my positions here. Why? Very simple. I said on the show, again, it's worth looking back. If you're a first timer here, if you're coming back, you know that you're watching the shows, you understand what I'm saying. But I said here that this is the 4-hour low, and the break will result in a pullback into something called the bearish order block. Okay, it's a supply zone. That's where big sells happen. And that's exactly what happened. We shorted, and it resulted in a massive push down. And there is this additional order block. Okay, so here's what the problem is. This is basically the main structure: 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That means that a retest, maybe to this region or even to this region, can be extremely bearish and can result in a continuation to create a new low. Now, don't forget, that low would take us to 10% down on the total market cap. That would be worse than the one we got at the end of July. Okay, so consider that. Why could that happen? Because on the daily chart, I always talk about something called the 50% retrace, right? Markets always retrace 50%. So if you look at the daily chart, we did get that 50% retrace and get a beautiful bounce. This is why I added to my long positions down here when we saw the 1-hour higher high. It's all documented here on the channel, on the Telegram. But I added here when we saw this higher high, and I said we should long. We're up 5% on the total market cap since then. But that's not only the daily, but also the weekly 50% here and here. So we're looking at, this is the 3.45, let me just pull this here. This is the 3.45 trillion level that I would be expecting if we do not get a reversal here. What would confirm a reversal? Let me just delete everything here that I've just drafted here. What would confirm a complete recovery and reversal? A break and close above this level up here. About 3.92 trillion in total. Now, if we get a close above this bearish order block, I would be much more confident to start longing on the pullback. But here's the problem. If you go down to the 15-minute chart, you will see that there is a rejection happening here on the 15-minute. Look at this. There is, I always say this, there's elevator and then there's consolidation. This consolidation builds up liquidity to both sides. And when liquidity is taken from one side, this is what we call liquidation. Initiation, which is a break below the level that created the liquidity sweep, and then retrace. This is where we are now, and then a massive move. So this is what I'm looking at on the lower time frame. What is the reason why I'm only closing 35% of the positions? 1, because we are in a bull market, so I don't want to early close. 2, the 4-hour structure is still not broken, so this can simply be just a pullback down here to 3.76 and then a continuation, or can still just be a consolidation up here. Anything can happen, especially a low liquidity weekend. We'll see, but ultimately I do not want to early close my positions. But also, I want to say that this here is not a completely clear 15-minute market structure shift. Usually you would need a close above the previous high to confirm this as a new high, and then the reversal. But because of the circumstances, and because we're in a very, very, very strong 4-hour and even daily daily order block, I just don't want to risk this. So we had a massive run here, as you see here. All of the positions are in massive profits. You see the Bitcoin at 3x up 32%, Pengu 10x up 115%, Pump 3x up 3%. Pump is struggling hard. Ton 28%, ETH 38%. So we do have these which we took, and it's all about how much money you keep, not just about how much money you make. If we start pulling back here and the positions go back into minus again, I just want some cash to add, so it makes sense to do that. Now, do I say that we're gonna go all the way back down here? I have no idea. It could just be that this comes back for a retrace on this leg. It could easily be that we're just gonna get a 50% retrace down here to this, what is this, to the 3.74 trillion mark, and then move on from there. I am going to long here as we get a higher high. I'm going to keep you posted, but until then, unfortunately, I'm looking for a rejection here. And even if we push above here, I'm still looking for a rejection here. If we have a 4-hour close above the 3.92, only then I believe this move is confirmed. And then what I said, and I hope that's going to happen, we're looking at something like this, which what it was a 4-hour close and then a massive move. That's what I would be looking at, a 4-hour close and then a massive move. Guys, subscribe to the channel update. I will update you. It's a little bit of random. I'm on the road, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, let me know in the comment section, and please do not get wrecked. Yeah, thank you. Turn the bell notifications on. I'll see you. Ciao.